Hi guys!
Wow, so we are back from another cruise. This year is a year of cruising.
It certainly is. Isn't every year? Isn't every year a year of cruising?
Yeah, I was going to say, there's nothing really wrong with that, is there? So this one was back to where it all began for us. This was on P&O Britannia, 7 days to the fjords, which was about 2 days shorter than our original cruise. But it was back to the nostalgia days of where we knew nothing other than just to seemingly eat, so that our suits didn't fit us by the end of that first cruise. But I don't know if that was going to happen again.
No, and this is also special because it was Josh's first time to the fjords.
This was his first trip to the fjords, which was really sweet. Right at the end of summer as well, so kind of midnight sun-esque. Although actually no, we didn't. It did set. It definitely did set, actually. Not midnight sun, just late sun.
Just late sun, yeah.
But getting a bit cooler. It was kind of nice. It was just really sweet to go back and relive the original days. This was a cruise with the Cruise Monkeys for their group cruise. We are big supporters.
Yeah.
Wow, that was in unison. Of the Cruise Monkeys. Gavin and Luke are absolutely fantastic creators, and if you want to, we'll put a link in our
bio, in the description
below. That's the word, so that you can go and check them out. Because if you're not, please subscribe to them. And whilst you're there, please give us a like and subscribe.
And with the Monkeys, I mean, they had a great group cruise. I mean,
they did such a lovely group of people.
Great. We had so much fun. Bonded a lot.
So many laughs. And apparently occasionally intimidating. But if you want to know about that, you have to keep watching.
So, Tristan, I can't remember. Like, everything just goes so quickly.
It does.
Do you know what I think it's time for?
Roll VT!
Wake up, baby, all the stars are shining bright. Yeah, we should stay up so that we can look at them all night. Just keep holding me, don't let me go. Everything's so magical. All I need is you tonight. If I shut my eyes, keeping them closed, all the senses explodes. You and me under the sky. Let's stay up all night. Give our hearts a new beginning. When we fell in love, every second, every minute, we were high on life. Didn't waste our time, didn't sleep as much as now. Let's stay up all night.
can see the artist in his craft. Hyperlapsing the filming of the ship behind us. Hyperlapse time, people.
There you go, done.
Boo. And I got the post camera bit, done. Yeah, done.
I'm finished.
Screw everyone.
Can't believe all of that in just 1 week.
That was a very jam-packed 7 days.
So you know what? There was a lot of, I think, twists and changes in
Yeah,
this.
you might have noticed that on that video. There were some ports that we were supposed to go to that just didn't happen.
It just, well, all things change. So
Or we sailed in and then sailed back out again.
the big question is, though, I mean, do you think it was as good as the first time when we went? Well, hang on. I'm not going to spoil that because that's something that you'll have to watch and see and wait. So before we head into our review, just want to take the opportunity to say that if you're enjoying our content, please go and subscribe to the channel and hit that thumbs up.
Yeah.
And if you're really, really enjoying our stuff, you can help support us on Patreon, which is www.patreon.com.
/ Cruise Buoys.
/ I always forget
You
that.
need to put that bit in, otherwise you'll just go to patreon.com and then there'll be all sorts of other people.
So with that, I think it's time to get into the review. Embarkation. That's me like running to the port with all me bags.
No. I do not carry my bags onto the cruise ship. I might carry them off the cruise, but I don't carry them on the cruise.
Well,
no.
Embarkation. So basically, the night before we decided to go down and stay in Southampton, and it didn't actually go to plan as what we expected, did it?
It was pretty horrific, we're not going to lie. And if you want to know more about that, go and check out on our channel. We have a story time segment specifically about the
pre-cruise stay.
The pre-cruise stay, the rather interesting hotel, and why we will probably never be going back to that hotel.
But apart from the hotel, the embarkation process was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had pretty late embarkation on that day, so we were due to embark about, I think, 3:30 originally was the time we were given.
Yep.
I think actually all aboard was like 4:30, so I was like, wow, we're literally some of the last on board.
Yeah.
But we decided to just chance it because we were in Southampton already, and turned up to the port a bit early. We had parking with CPS.
Yep.
So that's part of the select fare if you choose that. So basically you get to then choose your cabin and you get either parking for the cruise normally included or a coach if you don't drive. So they do coaches from various different places around the country, down to Southampton as well. But yeah, we decided just to chance it and turn up a bit early to the port, and actually it was really pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And they just said you can go in, it's fine. So we didn't end up waiting. But that is the risk that you will play on that one.
Yeah.
If you do turn up early, P&O are very good at this, I would say.
Well
as well.
known.
Well known, but very good at doing it as well, because more lines should be stricter with this. And actually, if it is busy, they will make you wait outside the port. Well, port? No. The terminal.
The terminal.
The terminal for you to basically until it's your time, or the space in to get in.
Yeah, but the embarkation was quite smooth. You actually have to. You don't get your cards there. You get that silly piece of paper, don't you?
Yeah, this is okay. Well, you get stamped. Okay,
you get stamped.
You do need to print things out for P&O.
Yes.
I think they will print them for you in the port.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below if you've encountered that they don't, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they do. They're generally pretty lovely ladies and gentlemen that work in the port. They're normally cruise fanatics themselves, especially for the P&O ones.
Yeah.
They're not the most tech literate ones, so that can have its own
But they
joys.
do a good job.
They do, and they're lovely to chat to.
Yeah.
And it does make sometimes the queuing through security, etc., much easier. Although today, no queues, straight on board, straight up to the Sunset Bar and a nice beer and cider.
First drink.
That first drink of the cruise always hits the best, doesn't it? It's that moment where I normally sit down and I go to Justin, yeah, I think I can stay here.
Yeah.
I'm happy here. Let's stay.
And then I'm like, quick, I need to just dump everything off in the cabin.
Yeah. And do the cabin tour and do all the other stuff. We always avoid, though, the buffet.
Yeah.
We're not fans of the buffet on Embarkation. It's just jam-packed.
Too busy. Yeah.
But we'll come on to food in a bit.
The ship. No. 7 short blast. Oh, I can't remember what it is. Anyway. No, that's an emergency, isn't it?
7 short blasts and 1 long blast is the emergency. We're not going down, people. No. Oh, the nostalgia of this ship. This is, as we said, our first ever cruise ship. We could have nearly been train people. This channel could have all been about trains. Had we not had a change of plans.
I know.
And yeah, but this was such a nostalgia trip going back on board. I was like, oh, and then realised that they'd done a massive refurbishment this year, which is like the second one they've done recently.
This is the second refit since we've been on, yeah.
So they definitely replaced the carpets.
And the reason why we knew the carpets was everywhere you went there was fluff.
Yeah,
everywhere
pilling.
Fluff. It was like
pilling.
Fluff.
It's called pilling.
Pilling, yes.
Pilling is the carpet, so when it brings all that little bits of extra fluff from the fluff. So
fluff,
you've got me doing
fluff.
pills from the when the carpets are new and it kind of picks up a lot. So there was lots of that, and they were constantly kind of going around hoovering it all up, which I felt very sorry for the housekeepers. They're probably like blooming carpet cleaning constantly.
But I mean, the ship is nice, isn't it? I mean, it's got a very. I like the ship because it's between the classic and the modern.
Yeah, the refurb hadn't, I would say, done any massive rechanges. It was really a carpet, a bit of a refresh. They had improved the atrium though a lot. They've put in, since we were last there, certainly, a lot of more seating options and smaller things. They used to have big giant couches for you to sit on, which looked really grand and great, but were a bit impractical because if one person sat on that giant couch, no one else was going to sit on it.
I felt the atrium was used a lot more, and we'll get on to how it was used a little bit later on, especially around the entertainment, but it was really good, wasn't it?
One thing they haven't gotten rid of, which I'm so pleased about, proud of,
please.
I'm proud of you, P&O, is the Starburst, as it's called, the chandelier. Awesome. It is one of my favourite chandeliers in any atrium. It's so pretty, and just so classic, and just classic in a modern way, but classical. It's just beautiful, although it does also point down to your favourite thing in the atrium, I think.
Oh, which is, I call it the big champagne bowl. There's a big bowl.
They should fill it with champagne.
Yeah, I reckon they should just fill it and you can just like swim in there or just dunk your glasses or something. I don't know.
Put your baby in, swim.
Baptise your baby in there. No, see, a lot of people laugh all the time when I say we should fill it with champagne. But it does, it looks like a big champagne bowl.
It does. I kind of think it looks like a giant fruit bowl. Maybe you just fill it with fruit and you can just help yourself as you walk past every time to some grapes or something. Very, very decadent.
But the ship's good. I mean, it's got a good array of different venues.
It is, unlike a lot of more modern ships, it has an actual practical layout.
Yes.
Everything pretty much comes off the atrium. You've got everything on sort of 2 or 3 decks lower down, and then everything on 2 or 3 decks up above. With kind of rooms in between. Very practical layout. To me, that just it's a layout that makes sense.
There's just a couple of things actually that are a bit strange on there compared to other ships. One is the deck A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I think it is, and it goes backwards. It sort of goes G, F, E. I can't go backwards. D.
Deck A is at the pretty much top, and then you work, and deck G is much lower down, kind of thing, and H and stuff. So it's kind of weird. Although they're also late, and then sometimes they use the numbers and say like G is deck 6, and you're like,
huh? I don't know. I got confused.
I think it's 8 actually.
I think because we were on G, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were on 8, and the thing was with 8 is that when you're in the central lift lobby, there's no stairs, and if you know P&O Britannia, or if you've been on P&O Britannia, the lifts aren't great. I mean,
no, and the big thing is, this ship would be so much helped out by having those stairs in the middle deck. They are there.
Yeah.
They're just for crew only, which seems bonkers. Yeah. If you've been on a Royal class from Princess, you'll know they have the stairs as well as the lifts there. And by reverse, on Sky Princess, which we've been on numerous times now as well, we never have a problem on the lifts compared to Britannia, where everyone has a problem with those lifts. So they either need to turn them into smart lifts to speed up the whole process, or simply open the stairs and decorate them the way they should be. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, I didn't sleep particularly well in this cabin because the beds constantly have that giant crater down the middle of them. Because they are 2 single beds and they separate.
I was relaxing.
Oh, okay.
Not because you relax in your cabin, yeah?
But Josh was there, it wasn't very relaxing at all.
Yeah, so what did you think about the cabin?
So overall, I do like the layout of those cabins. It was pretty spacious for the 3 of us actually, and Josh is getting bigger, he's now basically preteen, so he does take a lot more space than he used to in cabins. Yeah. Lots of storage space, loads of storage space. No more shower curtains.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. I hate shower curtains.
Yeah, Royal class for Princess, which have shower curtains, P&O have glass doors for their showers, and I'm a big fan of the glass door.
Yeah. One of the other things I was a fan of was the walk-in wardrobe. I love a walk-in wardrobe. And the fact that it had lots of space to hang your stuff, and there was quite a bit of storage space.
It is nice. It does make a lot of space. I don't like having all my stuff on show though as people come into your cabin. And I would like, I don't know, a door or a curtain that you could pull across or something. Saying no more curtains.
I was going to say.
But a curtain to pull across the wardrobe. Just to, I don't know. It's for me, it's a thing of like, the first thing everyone does when you walk past, when you're walking down the corridor, if someone's got the door open, you can see straight into their cabin, straight into their walk-in wardrobe, and all their clothes and everything else hanging up, and you're like, I don't know. To me, it's like, I love it, but I also hate it because it really winds me up every time I see it. I'm like, I just want to close it off, make the cabin look nice and pretty.
Yeah, exactly. The cabin, as you said, was spacious. Josh got to sleep on the sofa bed, which pulled out. It was a double, I think it's kind of a double sofa bed.
It was a kind of small double, so you could technically fit, I think, 4 adults in there. That would have been cozy on the balcony. The nice thing was that you could fold away the sofa really easily every day. So actually putting it back away and having a usable sofa again, effectively, to sit in, on, was a real benefit, because I really despise it when it's stuck as a bed. You can't really get to the balcony properly. You can't, you've got nowhere to sit during the day then. It is nice to actually be able to put it away during the daytime and actually have a kind of cabin look like a cabin again. Yeah.
The balcony was, standard sort of balcony size. Now, there was something about this cabin, Tristan.
Now, officially, we had a fully obstructed balcony. Not an obstructed, this is classed as fully obstructed.
Now, getting this cabin was actually, it was about £600 cheaper for us to get a fully obstructed cabin
than a standard balcony.
Yeah.
So that's a massive saving. Now, what it does go to show as well is if you pick your cabin correctly, and check out our video above if you're interested in understanding more about this, you can get effectively a standard balcony
at a discount.
At a massive discount.
Yeah.
And we have also done this in December this year, where we're going to be on Odyssey of the Seas from Royal Caribbean, and we've done a similar thing. And by researching, we know it's not really obstructed at all. So you can, if you're smart, you can find real bargains out there. It's not to say that there aren't ones that are pretty much completely, the view is obstructed, but to call this a fully obstructed was, I think, a kind of, I don't know, a bit of a weird one from P&O to say that, but still, I'll win. And yours now, because you can book it too.
So, at night I like to come down and have a cheeky little snack. The food.
All right, microwave.
I was just channeling my inner Nigella.
It's not Nigella, isn't it? Raymond Blanc or something? No, who is it that does P&O's ones? Let us know down below.
Yeah.
It's not Raymond Blanc, I don't think. Or maybe it is. No, Marco Pierre White.
That's it. That's who. Who does it.
He just shouts a lot. That's all my opinion.
The food, though, Tristan. I mean, the restaurants.
Very typically British affair, I would say. It's never going to set you world on fire, P&O's food. Having done now, I think 4 or 5 P&O cruises, it's pretty standard. Yes. There's nothing offensive about it. The main drag that I found was that the buffet was just always a curry. Now that's great. I do like a curry.
But it was like curry night every night.
A bit samey. It's like mix it up a bit. Do something a bit different.
It was a bit like every night I used to go up and it was like a taste of India, or it was a curry. And as you said, it's not bad for a curry, but it was like nearly every night.
And also breakfast in the buffet was just insanely manic every time. I was like, gosh, we stopped having breakfast because of that, and I just went for a coffee somewhere else because it was easier than, I don't fancy a rugby scrum.
No. So P&O, so Britannia has 2 main dining rooms.
3 really.
3 really. It's the Meridian, the Oriental,
and the Pinnacle.
And the Pinnacle, yes, that's it.
Peninsula. They're effectively all the same food, doing all the same things. I think it's Oriental is effectively if you have a set dining time, if you have freedom dining, which is anything but freedom, especially on P&O. It's basically your dine when we're ready for you. Yeah. It is, you go to either, what did I say, it was Peninsula or Meridian.
Yeah.
And it's nice food. It's pretty good, as we said, and no issues generally.
No, the thing that I did find though was since we were on Britannia the first time, the actual menu had reduced a lot, and all the classics and the favourites weren't there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shame that they always kind of have this always available kind of section. Lots of cruise lines have that. And it does make it a lot easier to sometimes just go, actually, I don't really want what's on the
daily
dishes
menu.
for tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have a chicken breast or some steak or something. And yeah, it was a bit missing. Also, the portion sizes had shrunk quite a lot and been a bit kind of like basicked down. Is that a word?
Basicked.
No. Made more...
Simpler.
Simple. Yeah, like just kind of like the things, and like there was some stuff that on the formal night we did Josh actually said, could he have the lobster that was on the paid for additional dish, and you pay an upcharge for it? Could you not? If you could find the lobster on that dish, you were going well, because it was a tiny little portion. It was really a bit upsetting, given that they're upcharging for it as well.
Exactly. Some of the other restaurants where you do have an upcharge.
That's a good point as well. Is upcharging on the additional restaurants is not like some other cruise lines. So what they actually do is you pay just an uplift,
rather than a full price,
for a full extra price or something like that. So to go to Sindhu, which is the Indian, or to go to Epicurean, for example, you pay like an uplift fee. Although now Sindhu, you pay a charge to book it, and then effectively they discount that off your bill, so you do kind of pay like an a la carte kind of choice. Yeah, which has potentially improved it for us.
So let's talk about some of those specialty restaurants, because we did, I think we did them all, did we not?
Pretty much,
yeah. So to start with, we went to Epicurean, and Epicurean had, really held
Epicurean was a special place for us. On our first Britannia cruise, this was such a place that we really loved. They did all the kind of stuff at the table, a lot of the preparation of like the steaks and the desserts and the prep and stuff, and it was really, really impressive. Yeah. They seem to have removed a lot of that from this, from the Epicurean now. It's gone a lot more like the experience that Josh and I had in Iona. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It was very, very nice food, very enjoyable meal. Yeah. But I think it lost a little bit of the
charm of it.
The je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. Yeah.
The little extras that it just made it a real like event and a real meal and stuff.
Yeah.
Which was a bit of a shame.
The only other thing that really bothered me was that we did have quite a late sitting. So what happened was that when we were sitting there still trying to eat our mains, they were reorganising all the tables for the next day, and I find
that really rude. Like, if you've got guests, you have to wait.
Yeah.
Especially if you're allowing that dining. It's not like we've come in and said, "Oh, could you cheekily fit us in?" Yeah. Then I can maybe understand it. Yeah. It's you regularly book that slot. Yep. So it's available for people to book. So therefore, you've got to expect that if it's a 2.5 hour sitting in Epicurean, which it is, you're going to have to deal with that.
Yeah. I know the staff want to, finish but it's just a bit.
Yeah. We had Sindhu.
Yes.
We weren't impressed with when we went on our first Britannia cruise. In fact, we had a really rude waiter and the food wasn't great.
But
this time, it was really good, especially the goat curry.
Yeah.
But it was a really good meal, actually. Yeah. And I think may have benefited from the fact that it's no longer just a simple upcharge. It is, you pay per kind of like dish within reason. Although it's still very cheap for what it is.
Yeah.
It was really nice though.
One of my favourite restaurants though on board was the Beach House, and we discovered this when we went on Aurora a couple of months ago. But the Beach House is great, good value for money, isn't it?
It is. There are again some dishes are included in the price, some are
an upcharge,
but still the upcharge will still bring you lower than most other places do just for a starter. Yeah. In an upcharge restaurant, so it was really nice, and actually we went back at least 2 times I think on this cruise, and I think we'll be going back any time we're on P&O again. It was so good. That lava rock steak, so good, so good.
The last place that we ate at, which was an extra charge, was the Glass House, and so that's changed a little bit. There was a couple of annoyed people, I think.
Yeah, there's quite a few annoyed people from what I could tell. They've reduced down the menu options. The dishes were very, very tasty though. Yeah. And having not eaten in it before, when we were on before,
we don't have anything to compare.
I didn't really have anything to compare. And when I was doing on Iona with Josh, I couldn't actually get into Glass. I'm getting to drink, just not to eat. So we never really did it. So yeah, we really enjoyed it. It was a really nice dinner.
P&O said that they're re-looking at the menu, and so that's why it was sort of a pared down sort of experience. So it was a bit of a shame, but I mean, for what we ate, I thought it was good.
And one very good thing, which we'll come on to more in a bit as well, but with the drinks package that we had, the deluxe drinks package, there's an awful lot of different wines we could try, which was really fun.
It's good. Eins, zwei, gesufa. It's the drinks.
We definitely did a lot of that on this cruise.
Yeah, we did.
But then it was a monkeys group cruise, so.
But it was tame. I thought it was tame.
We were very well behaved.
Sophisticated.
I mean, we enjoyed the day where we did the scenic fjord cruising because we just sat there on the aft and drank and had lots of nice fun.
Well, that's what you do.
We didn't get drunk. We just enjoyed and had some drinks.
No.
Yeah, there's lots of bars on board.
Yeah.
You've got down in the main atrium. You've got the Blue Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Very good for a late night drink. Also for the silent discos.
Brody's.
Come on to that in a bit. Brody's, which is the kind of more traditional pub. I think they do also serve food for some reason. I've got it in my head. That might have just been on Iona though. I might be remembering that weirdly. But it's also right next to the casino and stuff, so a bit tempting.
Yeah.
Bit of a problem when it's a sports day and there's football going on because you're lucky if you can get anywhere in that bar.
But it was convenient next to the casino, you know, to go out and have a bit of a flutter.
That's true. You have the Glass House, which has a fantastic selection of wines actually to try, including, I finally got you to try some orange wine, which you've not tried yet.
And I was having like alcohol-free cocktails in there. Actually, they weren't too bad.
Yeah, they weren't too bad
tasted
actually.
really good.
But really good selection of wines and stuff in there. You've got the Crystal Room, which I still don't really get what they do in that space because it just always seems empty.
They did a bit of bingo and trivia, and they do some salsa dancing and that. But apart from that, it just, even on our first cruise, we said it was a bit of a non-space.
Not a non-space really.
Yeah.
It's all kitted out, so it could have, and it's got a bar.
Yeah.
You've also got up on the upper decks. You've got the Lido deck. You've got the Cruise Nest.
Yep. And we sat in there quite a lot.
We sat in there quite a lot. I love a good crow's nest, and Britannia has a really good crow's nest. And you've also got the Sunset Bar on the aft as well. You've got the Serenity Pool and Bar, which is part of the adults only area.
Yes.
And then you also have, it's not called the Sanctuary, it's called the Retreat.
Yeah.
Which is effectively a paid for area at the front of the ship as well, which you can use as well. It has its own bars and stuff. Which is a great area to sit as well. Watch the world go by. We used it a lot on Sky Princess. We didn't use it on this one as much.
We did use the adults only. Was it the aft pool that we used?
We used
it.
We just sat down. That's not adults only though.
No, we sat at the aft pool. Josh went for a swim, but it was nice because there was like a bar there, and you could just have some drinks while he went for a swim.
It's good, but loads of bars to choose from. You're never going to be short. One really nice thing as well: they're not all pre-mixed cocktails like a lot of cruise lines are going to. NCL. MSC, you know, they actually make the cocktails fresh, which means they have a lot more flavour, they have a lot more options.
Yeah.
P&O are really big on their gins, which is always good for me because I love a good gin and gin tonic and trying the different gins and different tonics with the gins and how it changes the flavour. Oh, could go for hours on that. And then a good whiskey selection for you as well. So it was really well equipped. Really well equipped.
Yep.
Kitted out. For some great drinks, and the good thing is we did, as we said, have the drinks package.
There's no business like show business like.
Send help, please.
Oh gosh, it's the entertainment. It's the entertainment. So there's a lot of entertainment on board. You've got kids clubs, if you like. There's a gym. We went and saw gym, didn't we?
We did. You can also go to the Headliners Theatre and see the shows on in an evening. They have a specific magic show, Astonish. No. Yes, something like that. Which we went to the first time, so we didn't bother going again. They also have, generally, the shows on there are pretty good. I've never had an issue with them. We didn't really have time to go this time to the theatre shows, but there's a lot during the day. There's lots of things like the usual stuff, bingo, you've got quizzes, you've got all these kind of usual cruise ship fairs, karaoke if you're into that sort of thing.
Some of the other entertainment that went on, as you said, they've got the quizzes and that, but they also had 2 silent discos, and they were so fun. I mean, that's where the atrium really came alive.
You do love a silent disco, that's true.
Love it.
And so does Josh now. You also have the live lounge for late night boogies. Activities. Ooh.
Limelight?
Ooh la la. You have Limelight Club. We didn't go on this one because we weren't particularly fussed by any of the acts. They typically release the acts about a month or 2 before, so you can kind of pre-book to go if you want. You can also book on board. There's normally spaces.
You have done the Limelight Club
I
before.
have done it in on Iona. Check out above. It's the food is sometimes questionable. The entertainment is always pretty good.
Yeah.
It just depends on whether you are really interested in the main headline act or not. And this one we were like, nah, no. and we'd rather spend the evenings just being sociable because this was more of a sociable cruise. So that's fine. Yeah.
There is one thing that we really, really missed on this cruise, and that was the sail away party.
Yeah.
It's sad. Now, apparently, the sail away parties have been canned because of the plastic. They said it's the plastic flags and the plastic usage.
They used to do the Great British Sail Away, and it was fantastic.
Great.
Now, I would say it's because of money, and it's saving money ultimately. It's becoming less and less on a lot of cruise lines, but when they do them, they are great. We had a fantastic one on Royal Caribbean last year.
Yeah.
Princess do some superb ones as well.
NCL, we had one.
NCL do really good ones. It's just, come on, P&O, bring them back.
Virgin, that just...
Well, it was a Bon Voyage Bubbles Virgin, but yes. Yeah. Normally their drinks one is very good too. Yeah. Drinks one? Sail away.
Sail away. It's the Kids Club.
Is that because the kids are alright?
No, it's like, who sang that?
It's fine, yes.
Yeah, anyway. So yeah, the Kids Club. So there wasn't many kids on this cruise.
There was not. This was right at the end of the summer, so I think most of the kids have been already.
Yeah.
But it was really nice actually in that sense because they still had it running.
Yeah.
They did kind of amalgamate a few of the groups together, so the older kids with the younger teenagers and stuff. But Josh had a really good time actually. Last, which was nice because on Iona he flat refused to go. He really didn't like it at all. So I was a bit worried this time. I was like, oh, maybe he's going to be a bit...
But I think he had all the leaders wrapped around his finger.
I think that's probably why he liked going, let's be honest.
And they pretty much pulled all the kids into one room because there was only a few of them in there.
There's about 4 or 5 kids most of the time. They were playing games consoles and doing crafts and stuff, so all the things that Josh likes doing anyway. Normally, however, they do split them. You have, what are the groups called?
So it's H2O, which is the older ones.
Teenagers.
Yep, then they've got the Scubas. Then they've got the, I'm trying to think of what...
Didn't they have Reef or something?
No, the Reef is the whole thing.
Oh.
Yes. And I've got to try and think...
That makes sense.
The younger ones I'm going to have to put down here in the screen because I forget what the younger ones are called. But they've also got a night nursery there as well.
Yeah, they do a night nursery.
Yep.
As with most kids clubs, you do need to have your kid being toilet trained to go or to be left there anyway. Yep. And one thing we discovered is they have an older age limit for signing in and out, unlike a lot of them. So Josh was actually looking forward to being able to sign himself in and out of Kids Club this time. Actually, it has to be 14, I think, wasn't it? For P&O. So that's fine. He just couldn't sign himself in and out, but it just meant one of us has to still go up with him and come back and pick him up again.
One thing you have to do, you do have to book in, and if you don't turn up, they will charge you.
Yes, they do charge you, or if you cancel last minute even. They will still charge you, so it's worth knowing if you're going to sign up to go. Make sure you go because I think it's quite expensive. It was like £10-20 each time you didn't turn up. So which is good on them actually because a lot of people we found before sign up and then don't turn up. So
Josh did a lot of karaoke I think on this one. He was like the karaoke champ.
Never does it for us, but yes, he does it for this one for them.
Exactly.
So, but no, pretty good interactive kids club, really great staff. So really nice to see.
It's the internet and that.
Isn't it more like...
Well, that's the app, but the internet... I suppose, actually we use our mobiles for it.
Yeah, exactly. So, when we were first on P&O Britannia, the internet was appalling.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they have upgraded more recently most of the ships to Starlink, and we had absolutely zero problems on the internet this time. We were using it most days in the fjords as well, which is notoriously bad because obviously you've got very high sides and things and deep and so, but it worked really well.
Yeah, I mean we've been to the fjords on different cruise lines and the internet's always been very patchy and not the greatest. This time it worked a charm, didn't it?
Big thumbs up this time for Starlink.
Yay!
On the app front, P&O don't really do an app. A lot of Carnival don't really, apart from Costa who do one really good app.
Yep.
But they actually, what you can effectively do is log into the webpage and save it as a favourite to your homepage on your mobile phone, which then means that you can kind of use it a bit like an app, really. The other benefit thing is that if you aren't a phone user or smartphone savvy, etc., they print them and send you the printed thing to your room every day, which to me, I think they should give you an option of I can opt out of that or I can opt in it if I need it, because it's a bit wasteful, and for us I feel like you've just like used a whole forest for a week's cruise. You could have saved that and just done it for the few hundred people that do need it. Fine, and great that they do it and offer it, but maybe just don't. It seems a bit wasteful for us. I can use the app.
The app. It's the end of the review as we know it. It's final thoughts time.
It's the final countdown.
Okay, it's final thoughts. One question I have to ask you, because Tristan, I haven't done Iona before, but I've done Aurora and I've done Britannia. Now I find Aurora's very traditional, very small, it's adults only. It's a very unique ship. I actually quite liked it. More of that traditional old world charm. Britannia I find is sort of a mixture, for me, I find it a mixture between the modern and the traditional. How would you rate out of the 3 cruise ships that you've been on P&O?
I would say Britannia's probably my preferred over them all. I think it's the best of all of what P&O offers. It's a nice balance. It's got some of the more modern elements. It's got some of the more traditional elements from P&O as well. It would be nice for them maybe to, with this refurb, things like the crystal. I keep wanting to call it Crystal Cabin. That's not Crystal Cabin at all. The Crystal Room.
Crystal Maze. Crystal Maze.
The Crystal Room would have been nice to have maybe seen that turn into, say, like Keel and Cow, which is really popular on the newer ships, or the Dyna 66 or whatever it is on Navia as well. One of those things that's just, I think they could have brought, say, like Keel and Cow in the steakhouse would have been a really popular option and helped boost Britannia a bit more than just replacing the carpets, which was a bit like, okay, how about mixing it up a little bit more and adding some of that in. But no, overall I think Britannia's got a really good balance of the older styles with the newer stuff. Maybe Iona's got a bit too cheap and cheerful now.
Don't know, what are your thoughts? If you've been on both, what do you think? Do you think which one's more your favourites, or the more traditional ones, or the new flashy ones? I don't know. I've always liked Britannia. It's always had that special place in my heart. And we were spoilt the first time we went. We stayed in a cabin that went out over the bridge, so it was massive. It was kind of nearly like a mini suite. But to be quite honest, the cabin we stayed in was quite comfortable. It was nice. The rest of the ship was great. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a really good cruise. One thing this has definitely cemented is I could go to the Fjords time and time again, and each time I would love it even more. It's an absolute stunning place, and if you get the opportunity to go on a Fjords cruise with any cruise line, quite honestly, go.
No, exactly.
Just book it. Just don't ask, don't question it. Just go.
Yeah.
Because it's stunning, and each time it's slightly different. Yeah. We've been to some of these ports multiple times, and there's so much to do in the ports, and to explore, and to see, and to just...
Yeah.
It's just, wow, it's just such a... amazing place to go to.
Yeah. The one thing, there's a couple of letdowns, like I think not having a sail away party was one letdown. The other thing, not letdown, but...
The cost cutting is a bit of a letdown.
The cost cutting you can see. I mean, you can blatantly see the cost cutting, and I mean, I know it's, but sometimes I'd rather just pay a little bit more uplift and have that special experience rather than feel like I'm being nickeled and dimed.
I think that's the thing is we're really lucky. We get to go on a lot of cruises. We work very hard for our money. We pay for pretty much all of our cruises. We don't really accept those freebies and stuff, so we're actually quite regularly doing that. But then other people this is their one trip a year, or maybe they've saved up for a few years to do this.
Absolutely.
So actually to be then penny pinched a bit, it seems to me a bit like unfair on for the cruise lines to be doing that. Just uplift it slightly more and just give people the options. I'd rather pay and get that higher service slightly more than you've saved it but kept it at the price it was 2 years ago.
So I suppose the question is, was it as good as what it was the first time?
I think so.
In a different way. It was just different.
I think we came in it much more smarter now. We've experienced a lot more. So you lose those rose tinted glasses, but overall it was a lovely way to cruise and a lovely
itinerary,
lovely itinerary,
great
crew, food maybe not the most amazing, but if you can get the right price, I think P&O's a good cruise to go on.
So I think that's the end of our review.
It is. We just want to take this minute to thank all of our Patreons.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for all your support and extra things. As we said, we've got loads of cruises coming up this year still, and next year we've got some truly amazing cruises again. That's like a non-stop.
Yeah,
it's like an addiction.
It is an addiction, but we've got so much content, so make sure that you head over, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and go and see what we've been up to.
Videos. There'll be loads more coming this way soon, so check and watch this space.
So for now, bye. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, like, comment and share.